The book fair that was started in 1987 by City Councilor Charles Yancey and his wife Marzetta will mark its 30th anniversary. To tell us about the event Saturday, March 5th at the Reggie Lewis Center is our guest, Charles Yancey. Thank you very much for being with us.
Again. Well, Chris, thank you so much for all your support over those 30 years. I didn't realize that you've been with us from day one, and I really thank you for that. I know you were in a different capacity back then. But the annual book fair would not have been as successful as it has been were it not for your support, and particularly the support of Neighborhood Network News that's covered virtually every one of our book fairs since this station began.
When I went to that first one, I thought this was a nice event, but happening 30 years, why do you think that's happened?
Well, it's amazing. It has really developed a life of its own. Just as I thought I was going to be a one-term city councilor, I thought that was going to be the only time. We had the opportunity to provide new books, books to children of Boston. Here we are 30 years later and 16 terms later, and I tell you, it's been very meaningful for my family and my staff. Lynette Frazier is the coordinator this year. This, I believe, is her 13th or 14th year as the Yancey Book Fair coordinator. Marzetta is working very hard to make sure it's a success. We have well over 40,000 brand new books that we're prepared to distribute on March 5th at the Reggie Lewis Center, 12 to 3. And we're looking forward to everyone in the city of Boston participating, including you. And I promise you, as I stated before we opened this program, all you have to do is show up. You get a bag of books, new book bags, and a great time. We provide entertainment and very, very light refreshments.
Well, since I was there in '87, some things have changed.
Yes.
You don't need a book in order to read. You don't need a newspaper in order to get the news, and maybe you don't even need TV. So why should people have books?
Well, it's amazing that books have survived e-books. And that there still is a great deal of interest, and people just, getting on the orange line, the red line, just sitting under the tree at Boston Common reading a book, even though we do have access to a lot of electronic equipment. The key thing for us is to encourage, particularly our young people, to develop a love of reading and learning in their education. And we believe we've been successful over the years in providing this opportunity, particularly for younger families, but as you know, we have books for pre-K up to postgraduate level. And we look forward to distributing as many as we have to. We're going to make sure everyone who participates leaves with dozens of new books to be a part of their library at home.
Talk about what it's like, especially for younger kids, because I remember as a kid, and you too probably, you see a book around the house, you get curious, you open it up, you look at the pictures, and
Yes.
You might ask your mom or dad to say, what's going on here?
Well, I think it's particularly significant for an adult to read to a child, for a mother or father to read to their children, or even an older sibling. It demonstrates to the young person that you really care about them. And that's one of the themes of our book fairs for 30 years, just our way of giving back to the community, show that we care. And everyone and anyone can do the same thing. So to have books around the house, to stimulate your curiosity, to provide opportunity for bonding, even within the family, is a side benefit, but I think a very important one of this book fair.
Now, of course, you're not just talking about toddlers and preschoolers here. You've got a range of ages, different kinds of books.
Yes, we do. And we're very, very pleased to say that we have quite a few books for our high school students and our college students who may be interested as well. This is not limited to young people. Maybe they're young in heart, or people have young minds who are curious, who are interested in learning more about what's going on around the world. But it, again, provides an opportunity for more than 200 volunteers over the years, my family, my staff, to give back to the community and to understand the joy of serving others and the joy of reading.
Well, one thing I remember from more recent book fairs is you get a lot of people going to this.
Yes, as I mentioned, it has developed a life of its own. We've been very fortunate with the quality of support and the partnerships we built over those 30 years. The City of Boston, many city departments still participate. Certainly the library, where we hosted our very first book fair on February 28th, 1987, is the site where we process between 40 and 60,000 books every year. And I want to thank the staff over there for their continued support. I also want to thank the police department that work with us, and they help distribute books, and particularly Mamleo with Larry Ellison. We've benefited from support from Coca-Cola Company, from Star Market, from Stop and Shop. McDonald's is a major supporter and consistent supporter over the years. We have several publishing houses, including Amber Books and Houghton Mifflin, and many, many others, who actually provide new books for all of our participants. So it is a great community event. It's open to everyone in the city of Boston, anyone who shows up. So we want to also stress that we provide entertainment, local entertainment, but we also provide an opportunity for families to have their children participate in the CHIPS program, where we ID each child and provide a DVD documenting everything about their child that the family gets to keep. And in the event that a child goes missing, the family will have all that information that can provide within seconds to the police if there's a need. So we do a lot of things. We provide opportunities for community organizations to promote their services to the community as well.
You know, what I get from going, especially some of the more recent book fairs, is that you're creating a culture of literacy where the community really takes ownership of it.
Absolutely, and that's been key. And again, it's been a very rewarding experience for any and everyone who participates, particularly my wife and I. Again, we are so grateful that this event has been supported for the past 30 years. It's a lot of hard work and, quite frankly, even back-breaking work, lifting all those heavy boxes, but it is a labor of love. And just our way of saying thank you to the community.
We should finally get to the details here. It's Saturday, March 5th, Reggie Lewis Center. At what time we're talking?
12 noon to 3 p.m. March 5th is also the anniversary of the Boston Massacre, and people will be celebrating Crispus Attucks and the other four who gave their lives for this country. But it's a great day to celebrate literacy. And again, it's been a privilege and an honor for Marzetta and I to participate. And Lynette Frazier, who again has served as our coordinator for more than a dozen years now.
Happy anniversary.
Well, thank you very
30
much,
years.
Chris, and thank you for your support.
Charles Yancey and the book fair. We'll have more news in just a moment.